Contestant number 17, would you like to give a comment?
If Goku uses his full power, he'll blow this place to smithereens.
Ah, it works. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. Salutations.
Piccolo might be disappointed if I lose. I can't let him down.
New manager modes for these usually have things
Goku
the
uses
same
his full power,
addition
he'll
they
blow this
can
place to
manage about the world.
smithereens.
Contestant number
Second.
17, would you like to give a comment?
Wait 1 second. Sorry, trying to fix something.
I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting first.
Okay, alright. Since I didn't play last time, I barely played. I'm gonna start off by doing a match first.
I'm real excited to test out my skills.
Single battle. 600, same as mine. Heavy team battle. No, just put me in a random thing.
Now I
Quick
want to see
match.
your improvements up close. Piccolo might be
Alright,
disappointed if I
whatever.
lose. I can't let him down.
Oh, we already shitting on Doc Rivers, I see. Very deserved. Have any comment on the Pistons losing by 1? Angelo asks. It painful, very painful. What is the? Can I not get into?
Wow, everybody's here.
Rank. I just put. Maybe it's ranked. Similar rank. Match finish rate. I don't know it. I think it's the same as mine. Doesn't matter. FTKM asks, I never knew Piccolo was from Detroit. Oh. Yes, he's popular here. He's quite popular. Which Goku is this? Alright, that's the super one. Let me get my boy Jiren in here.
The time is now.
And be forgetting how the thing works. Can I not have more than... They only let me get Spopovich? I can't...
Hey, my turn now.
No. Use MUI Shaggy. As you can see, I haven't been doing much playing, so then I don't know how to set up the damn matches properly.
Oh, I won't be losing this one, Vegeta.
That loss, the Pistons loss, was painful, but we're looking significantly better than last year, so I love that warm up he does. You can tell this man,
Better.
he's
That's
completely
it.
enamored
Still
with
not
and
strong enough
loves
to beat me.
fighting.
You've
The
done
very
nothing
reason
but
why he
slack
even
off
breathes.
while I've continued my training.
Forgot how to block and everything. Oh, alright, this guy, he might be a problem.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Damn it. Get him, come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
Take this! I'm not playing around! Son of a...
No, I didn't mean to do that. No.
I'm not done.
Ah.
Take this!
Oh my god, I keep messing up. How did I? I let him hit me 3 times in a row with that. And I'm standing over here. This is bad. I'm gonna get him. That was horrible. Get off me. Get it. Kill him. Kill him. Drown him. Where is he? Where is he? Hurry up, I've been sparking. Yeah. 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 You are done for. Evil be gone. Time you spawn in. Make a video about undefeated things. He gonna let me do this again? Don't let him do that. Yeah, yeah.
Justice trumps evil.
What he turn into? Blue or red? Oh, he just going basic Super Saiyan. I'm far beyond that. I am far beyond that, sir. I gotta work on my Yokish. It's been a while. Yeah, that's coming. I gotta do that.
Let's begin. Wide open. Wide open.
Come. Get off me. Let me get out this water. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he snapped. He snapped straight to 2. Oh, oh. All right, we need to get him out of here. We need to get him out of here now. Oh no! How? Oh my God! He's not gonna let me hit him with this. Does he have another character? If he has another character, this is a problem. No, I shouldn't have let him do that. He doesn't. All right. Okay. Yes.
To learn, kid, and the journey never truly ends.
Yes. Aha. Let me go take me a nap now that I've whooped your ass, youngster. Battle setup. Alright. Alright, now play the match just because last time I went nearly the entire stream without playing 1 or 2. Or I think I did 1 or 2, but alright, let me see what is everyone saying. The guy with no, it's not the guy with Pornhub Premium. Says, what are you gonna do if the Bucks lose today? That's another video I've been meaning to make. They're gonna get dumped on though if they, for sure, if they end up losing. I may just have I may have it video after they lose. This is horrible. This is bad for the Bucks. I don't know what's going on with them.
Huh? Hey, how come Vegeta's not here?
Will you ever do a reaction based live stream? Yeah, I want to have reacting or react to games as they're on, and I've only been, because this power issue in my room and the power goes out and things, and that's what gets in the way a lot of the times, as well as just schedule being bad and a bunch of other personal dumb stuff to be in the way. But I need to do that more often. I wanted to do that for the season opener on the Pistons, but didn't get a chance to. Club says, did you vote for Trump? No, I did not. But if there was a scenario in which he were to win, which I say, oh, I could see him win, but I did not expect her, being Kamala, to get thrashed. I saw 2 possibilities, basically. Either he wins, or she wins narrowly, and then a bunch of nonsense occurs where there's going to be people angry, and there'll be people pointing fingers on both sides saying there's something fishy going on. And I thought she'd win a close race. So it's like one or the other. Either he wins or she wins barely. But not only did he win, he crushed her.
Hey, how come
He basically he did what he did in 2016.
Well,
Tobias says, love your videos, welcome from Germany, or greetings from Germany. Greetings from Michigan to you. Cola Dev says, love your videos, Mish, greetings from Benin. Is it Benin, I think? Yeah. Greetings from you, greetings to you too from Michigan. more
I'm
videos
excited to test out my
on
skills.
Dark Mule or the system. Of course, I was going to have one on
Huh? Hey, how come Vegeta's not
the
here?
Tattletale Strangler in Golden State being so and so. Oh, almost said his name. Oh, but because he had two technicals and damn near game to game time the season had started, and then it was something else. And but I
Who's
said,
gonna be my
no,
next
we'll
opponent?
save it. When something else stupid happens, or he gets another technical, then maybe. I thought about it, but I said, oh. And the system and Harden, I don't have a problem saying his name right now exactly.
If
He's been
Goku
doing
uses his
good,
full
so there's
power,
nothing for
he'll
me
blow this place
to
to
negatively say
smithereens.
about him. Pains me that he's doing good, but I won't. I'm not gonna not acknowledge his skills and what he's doing right now. It's crazy that he won with both popular votes and college votes. Greetings from Brazil and go Pistons, Mr. Sainted Pets. Yeah, he got the popular vote too.
Huh? Hey, how come Vegeta's not
There's
here?
not this is a
Vegeta's
massive
fight
L.
series
This
will likely win.
this is a slap across the face.
Well, you were the
I
one
did
who
not
told me to grow
think he
stronger,
would.
Piccolo.
There's nothing that like if you're because in the video that I made I said being traditional
I'm
Democrat
wondering who I'm gonna be
household,
fighting
grew
first.
up Democrat, but I'm not one of these people that I define. I'm not going on a ballot and be like, vote for all Democrats, don't do that and stuff. Like I've had conservative views, I've had
Vegeta's
this
fight
and that, and
series
I'm
will
somebody
likely
that
win.
doesn't view the other side as an
I'm really
enemy and
excited to
can
test out my
sympathize with some
skills.
things. I can vote with some things in there, with or at least until craziness happened, up until the past couple elections. So him winning in every single category, if you're a full-on Democrat
Who's
that's
gonna be
just
my next
party
opponent?
devoted and just 100% full allegiance, and you put your all into
So,
this election,
what kind of
you must
opponents do
feel
you enjoy
devastated.
fighting?
Well,
I was
hope
I
I'm
was
not too
just
rusty.
surprised, if anything, just given the results of this. But compare how I was in 2016, because 2016 I was a different person the way I thought and believed things, and I thought it'd be the end of the world back then if he won, and how this and whatever. But that made me start to think and question. That enlightened me. It made me start exploring different levels of thought I didn't have before, and start really looking at our own party and saying, okay, what's the matter with this party if you're losing to him? If you're telling me he's this bad and this
Huh?
horrible,
Hey, how
doesn't that
come
make
Vegeta's
you
not
by
here?
definition
Contestant
fraudulent
Team
somehow
Shinra,
if you're
drill
losing to
anything you
him?
say about the
There
fight.
you can't, if it's like you lose a race to a turtle and you're a human being and you keep saying how slow this turtle is and all that. It's
Vegeta's
like, yeah,
fight
he's
series
slow and
will
everything, but you
likely win.
lost to him. What are you doing? How did you lose to that? This is more about you than it is him winning. Hope everything. Jacob Donnelly says, hey, Kamish, hope everything is okay with your seizures. I'm an epileptic
If Goku
myself.
uses his
I
full
know it
power,
feels, and
he'll
it's
blow
not
this
fun.
place
Yes,
to
it's.
smithereens.
I don't believe
Contestant
I'm
number 17. Would you like to
epileptic
give a comment?
exactly, because you can have
Well,
seizures and you can
hope
have
I'm not too
somewhat
rusty.
frequent seizures without being
Who's
or
gonna be
having
my next
epilepsy,
opponent?
and I and my heart goes out to you, because you being epileptic, you can potentially have multiple seizures a day. I've never experienced multiple a day,
Contestant
but
number 17. Would you like to
I've
give a
had them,
comment?
and it's an experience where as some of them
Well,
they don't
you were
last
the
as
one who told
long
me
as
to grow
not, but
stronger,
when I
Piccolo.
do that, and it feels as though it shuts me down mentally sometimes, and even in the days following I'm unable to really function the way that I'd like.
Contestant number
And
17.
I had
Would
to
you like
go
to
to
give a
hospital so
comment?
many different times during the summer. It's like I'm having an out of body experience, but then I can't do anything and I can't control
You've grown to become
what I
quite
want to
strong.
do. You can
Now I
think
want
it
to see your
and try as
improvements up
best as you
close.
can to do something, and then I'm just here isolated, and I feel as though I'm the only person in the world going through it sometimes when there's plenty of people who have these things, but I just having to balance that along with a bunch of other dumb stuff and then try to make videos and things where I say I need to do better content creation wise, at least like in my scheduling and working around it and things. As I would have, I think if I wasn't gone for that week, I think it's 6 days I was gone, almost 7 days, I would have been at 50K already, maybe, or at least like 100 away. But that last one during that Lakers and Kings game, it was bad.
Contestant Tien Shinhan, do you have anything to say about
And
the
I
fight?
just took some time away, and I dealt with a bunch of dumb stuff that's still dealing with. So.
I'm real excited to test out my skills.
Malachi S says, Kamish, you're epileptic. I don't believe I am, but then I haven't been properly diagnosed.
Be my next
Because
opponent.
people who are epileptic, you can, or have epilepsy, you can have multiple in one day, and then mine, I've never had or experienced multiple in a day. And there'll be some days in between and some stuff. I've had multiple in a week, but never in a day. And
Excited to test out my skills.
it's I forgot the name that they had called it, because there's classifications in different types of seizures. There's functional seizures, where I think some that I have, and a lot of it can be tied to trauma or psychosomatic things. It can be not necessarily sometimes having to do with brain or
You were the one who helped me to grow stronger,
things in which
Piccolo.
your brain doesn't function properly, but then it also can, like, they have different levels and things. So I don't want to put myself in a boat of people who are diagnosed as this and then they have that, and then but then I haven't been able to get properly diagnosed because of how
Who's gonna be
stupid
my
stuff
next
has been
opponent?
happening. I still haven't figured out the medication thing yet, because I'm still not a citizen, so I'm like in their computer and all that and what's going on. What is this? Do you think the assassination of Trump helped him gain sympathy in the United States? I had these discussions with my friends, but not sure from your guys' perspective. I think it did, but if it didn't happen, I don't think...
What kind of opponent?
If someone didn't try to assassinate him, I think he still would have won. That assassination attempt probably... It just went from him winning one less state than he probably would have. I still think he would have won anyway.
Who's gonna be my next opponent?
The Living Pizza says, wait, you're not a citizen. I am a citizen, but in the medical database.
Well,
And
hope
when
I'm
I
not
go
too
and,
rusty.
like, my healthcare and all that, they say I'm not in there. So I haven't had access to medications and things. And just basic overall care. And when you go in there, you go to the hospital or you go to the doctor, that's hundreds of dollars sometimes over and over. You could go there and not have anything wrong and still have to pay hundreds of dollars. And because I am not a citizen to them, because they're looking through things, my coverage and all of that has been removed. So I've had to pay out of pocket and deal with that, which is just... has to be a better way to do these things. It's just set up to be so bad and work so poorly.
Where to then?
I just wanted to hang out.
Hey, I got a question for you. You're back again.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Lakers too, because they, JJ's true colors are starting to show. 'Cause that man, he goes storm out the interviewer, so he just go cut it short and walk away. When playing against the Pistons, he just darted out of there. And see, like, they get Lakers, they got those 2 wins in a row, 2 or 3 wins in a row. You would have thought this was the return of Showtime Lakers. And I said in one of the videos, I said JJ could very well lose the next couple games in a row, and then he'll go to hating them. And now the sentiments on JJ are starting to change. And D'Lo may be gone, but it's like they've been trying to trade D'Lo for 2 years, and they can't do nothing about it.
Okay, Huh? Gohan's here too!
You think Tim Wall's a better candidate than Harris in the next election? Yeah, he's a better overall politician than her, but
Be my next opponent.
if anything, attaching himself to her weakens him because he then has to align himself with her, and she don't know what she believes in, to be honest with you. She just picks this.
Wonder if there's anybody stronger
And that's
out
ultimately another story of how things played out. You can't do these things where wait, let me just turn this down a little bit.
Farmwork is good and all, but fighting is my real passion.
Like, you can't they boxed her in, or she got in a bad position because they asked, when she first started making it known that she's going to be the candidate going forward for the party, they asked, well, what do you, if anything, plan to change? Or what would you do differently than Biden? And she's like, oh, nothing. I wouldn't do anything. People that already had a problem with Biden and didn't like what he was doing heard that and said, yep, not voting for you, because, I mean, what's the point? It's just a female Biden. It's just voting for nothing fundamentally will change. So why would you turned off a bunch of people with that? But she's caught in a catch-22 situation, because if you say you would change things that Biden is doing, you're now throwing him under the bus. And you're also going to get blamed because they'll say, why didn't you tell him that when you're his vice? Why didn't you do this and that? So it looks as though there's two distinct people who are in charge of the party who aren't in co-alignment with each other. So she said, well, I can't do that. So, but then if I say I don't want to change anything, then people are there. But she picked the worst case scenario. She should have just owned it.
You were the one who helped me to grow stronger, Piccolo.
That's like if someone asks if people who watch and are subbed and see my videos and things, if they say, oh, it's great, it's perfect, they wouldn't change anything, that's nice and all, but that's where some people will say, oh, you're glazing, you're this, and there's something that I believe everybody can improve something in some little way. There's things I can work on and get better, but in that situation, she couldn't just say, yeah, I would have done this. There's some things I think we could do better. Just admitting no fault, everything's fine, perfect, while there's families all over the place who are struggling and feel as though there's nobody out there to hear their complaints. So they say, yeah, I don't care about that. Evan says, bro, Cavs are 9-0. Yeah, I mean, I gotta talk about that. They doing, I don't know what's, and I know the East is looking sus already early on, but the Cavs playing as good as they are, I don't think they're sus in the slightest. They're doing, it's understated what they're doing. I've seen just the way the Cavs play and the energy they play with, and as a team, how they function. They look poised to, they said, no, I don't care about what anybody's saying about us not being looked on as potential title contenders or stuff. We don't care about none of that. We ball. Oh, sorry about that. Who is that? Gabrielle said, how did the hospital turn you away from not being a citizen? That's illegal. No, they didn't turn me away. They served me, but I didn't have access to the things that I did have access to before this issue occurred. So I had to pay for everything out of pocket. Yeah, they serve you and do all whatever. But
Goku uses his full power, he'll blow this place to smithereens.
Watching people online ask why people voted this way, getting answers, then dismissing them is hilariously sad. Yeah, this is in just the past 48 hours and just seeing how things have played out. This is the phase in which we want to point fingers and try to come up with one reason, because it's a lot easier for people to blame one thing than multiple. That's too much. That overloads people's head. So they look around and they say, was it black men? You did the black men didn't black men did their job for the most part. Just a little bit of a decrease, but it's the same. Black women, you did about the same thing. They go into everything other than the messaging, the candidate, how you do this, that, and the other in a very crazy timeline.
What kind of opponents
And despite all the stuff that has shit to do with a Trump and you lose, you have to look yourself in the mirror, not only as a candidate, but as a party, and say, what are we doing wrong that we can't beat a convicted felon? That Hillary loss should have been the turning thing, but sometimes pain is the greatest teacher. You need to get your ass whooped again and again in order for you to learn something. I don't ever want to see any of these celebrities out here campaigning or doing anything involving themselves in politics on a grand level anymore. This time, this was, Kamala had probably more, I would say maybe the equivalent of what Hillary had. It felt like more though this time because of Kamala not being Hillary's background of just being a traditionally older white woman. She had acts coming out for her or celebrities coming out that in full force this from the black community and stuff more than Hillary ever did. And you had all this and stop putting these millionaires up here. Don't nobody care about what you have to say. We know why you here. You here because they paid your check to show up. Sell your records, perform and do your tours and things and be in your movies and shut up. You don't have anything meaningful to say. And most of the time they don't. I'm waiting on the day where there's a celebrity or something that actually has something that's nuanced and has an intelligent dissertation on politics. But most of the time it's just vapid, shallow posturing, and because none of these things matter to them. All the celebrities you saw come out there for Kamala, they doing all of this, and they'll say how much they hate Trump and stuff, but no matter what Trump does, it's not going to affect them. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, they gonna be fine. Nothing of what Trump does affects them at all. You're rich for the rest of your life. You're taken care of. You're wealthy. You have millions. You just go sit and cry in your mansion about him being president, but there's nothing that he can put into law or do that will affect you. Normal everyday citizens, however, is a completely different story. Stupid. Go put Cardi B up there on stage. Nobody want to see no Cardi B. Dumb.
Tell me, what kind of opponents do you enjoy fighting?
Honestly, the first thing needs to change for you guys at healthcare system. I know it's like cartel, but bro, having to pay tons of money whenever see a doctor is insane. I mean, yeah. Zoman says, Commish, where are you from? I am from Michigan. Or I'm in Michigan. Born in Detroit. Though I don't currently live in Detroit, but I'm close by. Not too close, but a little close to Detroit. Axe J, Kamala got low riz level, low key. She got a sensual voice though. You ever heard her talk? I'm like, ooh, she's got a voice that'll make me. I'm like, oh, you want to detain me for something? Oh yeah, with that voice, the way she was talking to Charlemagne or something, her voice, I was like, ooh, what is that? I saw that there were some people making jokes on some viral tweets. It was like Kamala's voice though. They was like, I don't know, that voice do something.
If I lose, I can't let him down.
When I do get around to making that video at NBA Aura is actually a thing. Aura is a big thing. If people truly believe what you believe, if you believe in yourself to a certain point that it bleeds over to how people see you, that's just aura. Obama had aura. Trump had aura. Hillary had no aura. It was negative aura every time she talked or said anything. Kamala not negative aura, but very low amounts of aura. Just there's nothing. There's people that say there's just nothing special about it. There's nothing. What do you believe, Kamala? What's your ideologies? What do you stand by? And it seems so many times she would just say what people. She would say the safe thing. She would say, "Well, what do you want me to believe in?" That's how her thing is. Whatever you want me to believe in, I'll believe it. You just want my vote. That's it. And what are you gonna do when you get in office? Like, you can't. I'm saying it's so sad how people every 2 to 4 years come here and do this whole politicking to lie to people. All these commercials and stuff lying. We get all these people excited and happy just to not do anything that we said or mentioned. It's the same thing as a dude saying whatever he can to get a girl to sleep with him. You don't care about her. You just trying to smash. Once you smash, you're like, yeah, you got your bags packed and stuff. It's like, that's all I wanted. That's what the politicians are. They want to smash. No pause intended.
Piccolo might be disappointed if I lose. I can't let him down. You've grown to become.
Thank you,
quite
Jim,
strong.
for the
Now I
donation.
want to see your
Kamala Harris
up close.
lost because Doc Rivers endorsed her. It seems like anything Doc Rivers attaches himself to just sinks. I don't know if it's a safe space, but Kamala's sister is hot. She has a sister. Does she have a? I don't know. I don't.
I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting first.
Miss you the goal. Thank you, Elroy21. Thank you very much. You are the GOAT for just making your way here, hanging out. And there's certain philosophies that need to be upheld, and people need to really, they shouldn't overstep their bounds on where they are. If you take me, for example, and say I'm lucky enough to get tons of subscribers or whatever, and then I become somewhat of a celebrity or whatever in some fantastical world, I'm never going to come out and tell people, normal everyday folk, do this and vote for this person. Based off of what? Because I expect them to listen to me because I'm famous or something, or like I would think myself famous. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. All of the things that afflict you don't afflict me. There's no sense of empathy with a lot of these celebrities. You guys are Hunger Games. Y'all walk around and go to the Met Gala like Hunger Games stuff, wearing some nonsense. And then you go out to normal people and say, hey, do this. Why? And you expect people to take you seriously when we know you showed up here for money. And you get some of the worst people out here to say or do anything for you. Like, just looking at those rallies that Kamala was having, where you got Glorilla performing, you got Glorilla and you got Megan Thee Stallion. Just no. And you could see the audience isn't the typical audience of these celebrities to begin with. Because while Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion are performing, there's maybe 20% of the crowd that's into it, and the rest of them is like, this is what kids listen to. This is what, just lame and cringe. Megan Thee Stallion actually has like, she can, at least just in rapping and stuff, I've seen her freestyle, she got actual talent. But these other people like Cardi B, I'm sorry, Cardi B is just her personality. Her personality and a bunch of things fell into place at the right time. But in terms of an artist, she is a pretty garbage artist. She's pretty horrible. I would never pay money to go to a Cardi B concert. I wouldn't go to a Cardi B concert for free. There's some things that I like. My love and adoration for Doja aside, Doja is actually a great musician. Like, she She's got talent. She can dance. She's a great dancer. She's got all that. I would go and pay money to go to a Doja concert. I wouldn't go to see Ice Spice. Somebody'd have to take me. And even then, I still wouldn't go unless I'm in the first couple rows. So then you get to enjoy the twerking. But other than that, it's like, what? I'm 10 rows back? I ain't going to no Ice Spice concert. Not a performer. She barely an artist. No. Flair says, what are you playing this game on? It's on PlayStation 5.
Piccolo might be disappointed if I lose. I can't let
Yeah, I forgot which PlayStation this was for. I was like, wait, are we on 4 or 5 now?
Contestant number 17, would you like to give a comment?
Fahim says, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. There is no universe in which Cardi B should ever be over Nicki Minaj in anything in terms of just maybe likability. And that's it. Cardi B, it leaps and bounds. Cardi B doesn't even leave the surface of the earth, and Nicki Minaj is in the stratosphere, at least when it just comes to comparing them both with talent and all that. But Nicki Minaj is a horrible person. Not a good person. Shitty personality. Pretty garbage individual. But she's way more talented than Cardi could ever dream of being. And Nicki Minaj's fan base, one of the worst fan bases ever to walk the face of the earth. They're as garbage as she is. They're actually worse than she is.
Contestant Tien Shinhan, do you have anything to say about the fight?
Ayo, Kamish. Is it Adoni? How are you doing today? Hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. Then this game is the best game I've played in a long time. I just finished it. Had on crossplay player. Yeah. It says, I haven't been playing games much, period, though. For like, I got back. I pre-ordered this some months ago when I had the ability to even have. I had some little bit of money to get some. I said I got the only anything that I bought for myself this year in terms of just entertainment and joy this year is Civilization 7 pre-order. And this and Wukong. So about 3 purchases this whole year.
Hey, how
And
Vegeta's not here?
all the other games, like I game share with very good friend stuff. So I have the privilege of having some things that I don't have to pay for them and stuff, because I only got like a few friends. Like, it's just we all met each other on PS3. We've been friends ever since. Met each other in real life, know each other by name and stuff. Kevin Lee says, I want a sequel to Transformers 1. The movie is good. Best Transformers movie in my opinion. Yes, I said that on my other channel. I agree, yes. That's one of the best feelings ever. Going to see a movie and not having any expectations, to basically expecting it to be bad, and not only is it not bad, it's very good. You get fed. You say, I expected nothing to the worst and got given a steak. Thank you. The movie didn't do well box office wise because the marketing just wasn't good. If the marketing was better, but I think in the long term, maybe through streaming and stuff, the movie will. But it didn't do too well, and I think that movie cost $75 million to make around that, and then they ended their box office run at around 100 and something million. But then that doesn't take into account distribution and money that goes into some marketing, so they barely made their money back. It could have made even less than that, but that's a shame.
Do you have anything to say about the fight?
If Goku uses his full power, he'll blow this place to smithereens.
Mr. Jones says, what is Trump's plan? He only has concepts of the plan, but he's been campaigning for 4 years. His plan is just to exude as much aura as possible. And now we've gotten to the point that people want authenticity. They're just dying for things like that, and they'll ignore so much. And when you look at just content of character, if you look at content of character or who's in the measures of a good person, Trump is anything but just like a good like just of what we've seen. But Kamala, the average voter can't gauge what type of person she is because they don't know if it's just her saying these things to get votes, and it seems fabricated and controlled. Same problem as Hillary.
Tell me, what kind of
Kamala, at the end of the day, is just a better Hillary. A little bit better Hillary. Because Hillary had actual stuff that had a bunch of stuff that I'm like, yeah, you should probably be in jail for this stuff, or you should this and that and other that. So yeah, Kamala, you don't have some of that, but you got your own baggage, and you disrespecting the people who vote. You can't swap her in during the summer after you tried to trot Biden out here. Biden should have dropped out during the midterms. He should have, or not dropped out. He shouldn't have quit, but just let it be known to people, I'm not going to be running again. He was fully intent on running again. He was saying as much up until even after the debate, 48 to 72 hours after that abysmal debate. He's still saying, oh, I'm going to run and stuff. You can't walk in a straight line. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to the American people? The whole party just putting him up there is a sign of disrespect to the voters. That's a sign of disrespect, just doing that and thinking people are just going to vote for a mummy. Enough. He shouldn't have been up there. But even with more prep time, if he had have dropped out during the midterms and said Kamala's going to be there, I still think she would have lost. Probably just not as badly.
Who I'm gonna be fighting first.
The man said they're eating the dogs, and you still lost to that. You had Oprah, you had Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, even Eminem, you had Obama, you had all these things, Leonardo DiCaprio, all these people still lost. This is Team USA in these Olympics. You had all the Kevin Durant, you had LeBron, you had Curry, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, and you lost to just what? This just Trump and a bunch of security cones, basically. You still lost. Like, what? Stop putting these people out here to do that. Celebrities aren't going to win you an election. That time is done. I'm glad that's over with. I think the last time celebrities had any real sway or effect on an election was 2008 election with Obama, because Oprah was backing him or saying something that actually shifted some things. That actually made a difference. Nowadays, that's enough. Don't involve yourself with any of these things. You've got nothing good to say. You shouldn't speak for normal, everyday people. You don't live in the same planet. You live on Mount Olympus. Stay up there. Don't come down here to tell me what to do. Thank you, Viking Beach Bum, for the $2. I'm glad Trump won. F the haters. Yeah. They've got nobody but themselves to blame, but they're not going to blame themselves. They're going to point fingers and look every other thing except accepting responsibility and accountability.
Contestant Tien Shinhan, do you have anything to say about the fight? You've grown to become quite strong. Now I want to see your improvements up close.
Dr. Perry, at this point, America would be better off having LeBron as their president. Plus, he can lie like once. Yeah, LeBron, he be lying his ass off with stuff. LeBron be lying about stuff that don't even need to be lied about. Just be talking and saying something you look at and say, well, why? Why are you lying about that? Why are you saying that? Also, I don't know if people saw his yes, yet again, this is something that irritates me about LeBron that I don't like. But this is something that everyone does now. Celebrities and normal people. He had on Instagram, he had a picture of himself and his daughter, and I guess this was at a game where he wasn't playing or was about to play, and he's saying, oh, I love you so much, or this or that, and that this was in the aftermath of Trump winning, and he's saying that it was just a message to his daughter and saying certain things, and just kind of it's supposed to instill some level of hope and calm in people, and he's saying, I don't care what anyone say, I'm going to protect you, my daughter, I'm going to do this and that. Who is that for? I hate it when people make messages like that. Who is it for? Does your daughter have Instagram? Does anybody who may, and it be a guy or a girl, say this. If there's a guy on Instagram talking about how much he loves his girl, and he's like, hey, oh, you do such great things for me. You're so smart. You're beautiful, babe. I love you so much. Why can't you just text her that in a DM? Who is this for? It's for other people. You're trying to show others, I must look. Hey, everyone, look. I love my girl so much. It's not for any. You're flexing. It's clout. It's engagement. I'm the type of person that if I really want to tell you about how much I appreciate you, I'm going to call you on the phone and tell you. I'm going to send you a message. I am not about to posture for people. What is the point of this message? Like that girl, who, Holly Bailey, is that her name? Like she just got through deactivating her Twitter because, she didn't like how DDG was, well, I don't know if you know who that is or stuff, but he was on Kai's stream and he had their baby there on stream, and then she goes and puts this whole statement on Twitter. Send it to him. What is the statement for? You do that once. If I'm in a relationship with anyone and they do that crap once, I will call them up and I will say, do that one more time and we're done. I'm not in this for no, you're not about to advertise personal information. You're not about to advertise for clicks and engagement, my and your business. Do it one more time and we're finished. I'm not dealing with that. Like an example, if you don't know who Halle Bailey and that, she was Little Mermaid, but in DDG, Aisha Curry. When Aisha Curry said what she said about wanting more attention from other guys, like some years ago, like 2 years ago or whatever or more, and she did that on whatever talk show, I don't know which one, a View Copycat show, one of them. She was saying, oh, I'm not gonna ever engage in anything or enact on anything, but I just would like more attention from guys. I don't care if I'm married either. And if I'm married, it'll probably be more, I'll give you maybe a warning and a half more than if we're just dating. I would call her up and I'm saying, time she gets off of there, do it again, we're getting a divorce. You're not about to embarrass me in front of everybody. What type of, what statement is that? Would you like me saying that? Would you like Curry going there saying, yeah, I want attention from other girls? There's girls that be coming up to Curry all the time. Curry doesn't initiate anything. They just swarm him and they do whatever. But he doesn't invite it. She is inviting attention from other guys. Do it one more time and see what happens. I will tank this whole marriage because you clearly don't love me. If you're saying this, you are embarrassing me. And if you go back and see when she said that, look at the games that Curry played, his shooting percentage went down. She fucked with his game. She messed with him. He couldn't put the ball in the basket for a few stretch of games. It messes with you. I got my own wife. I'm Steph Curry. I'm the greatest shooter in the universe. Multiple rings, championships, MVPs, unanimous MVP. First unanimous MVP in history. And she talking about she want attention from other guys. Get the hell out of here. What do I gotta do? Pedro says, what she do again specifically? She says she would like attention from other guys, or she's like she said that some years ago. It's old now. She hasn't done anything recently, but that was just massively controversial. It's not really for. There's people that they always got something to say about what someone does in their relationship and stuff, but it's just disrespectful. If you're a guy, you don't want to hear that.
Well, you were the one who helped me to grow stronger, Piccolo.
Fahim said, why make the election about genders and saying things like we failed women? People, they need to get out of this election too. I hope we stray further and further away as possible, as we possibly can, from identity politics and trying to, it's like people begin and end their support of a candidate based upon how the candidate looks and saying that she's a powerful, strong black woman who grew up on a middle class household, a hard working mother. What does that do for people's paycheck? People can't pay their utilities, and you're over here talking about what this woman's skin color is? That doesn't do shit. It makes me so angry. You have no idea. I wish I had a far bigger platform. I wish I was one of these people. I would tear so many things up. Because that's all these people care about is just money and how people look at them. They can't be themselves. They'll be anybody else but themselves. So then they'll say things like that. And they'll say, you should care about her because this and that. You're black, so you should. So you just expect my vote to be this way because of that. That's disrespectful to me as a person. I can't think and see anything else you're doing other than how you look. We got to move past that. There's a time and a place where we got to stand with each other as brothers and stuff in a black community. But when you looking at somebody that they got kids and they got mouths to feed and they got to work 2 different shifts, 2 different jobs for two different back-to-back shifts, and they come back home in pain, hurt, and they got to put food on the table for their kids. They got to take them to school. They got to help them with their homework. None of that helps them at all. None of that does anything. Even because I didn't spend much time in the hood. I was one of the lucky people where I spent like maybe up until I was maybe 7 years old in like Detroit, in one of the hoods of Detroit, basically. And then I was lucky enough to have a mom to move us out and stuff and to be able to do that. Not too many people can leave from there. There are people from when I was a kid who are still in that same neighborhood and ain't nothing changed. You tell those people how much they should be caring about somebody or voting for someone because this person is a woman or this guy is gay and this and that. They don't care about that. They standing still in the same damn hood getting shot at 10 years ago before Obama, and they still there after Obama. They look at this and they say, there's nothing you've done for me to care. And then these people will then go and start voting for Trump because he represents anything changing, whether it's for good or bad. And I don't like him. And that is whatever. But people are making decisions based on, we're sick and tired of being stagnant and standing still with nothing fundamentally will change when things need to change, even if it's for the worse. And they say, as long as we're getting something that changes, fine, we'll vote for that person.
Grown to become quite strong. Now I want to see your improvements up close.
It's a class issue, but none of these politicians can say that because they are all wealthy, backed by people. Yeah, Fruity do. Yeah, they are, because you can't even run for president. You know, when we grew up, and especially when I was little, I was taught that as a kid, you're instilled these beliefs and these phantasms that you can do anything you put your mind to. You want to be a doctor, you want to be an astronaut, you have that ability to do that. I don't care what you do, 99% to damn no, 100% if we're being honest with you, you will not become president. And it's not because you don't have the ability to be a great politician. It's simply because you aren't rich enough. It takes $1 billion to run for president. They gave Kamala all that money to lose. All that money she had, billions and stuff, hundreds of millions of dollars of donations. You need that in order to win. You're not gonna work, these people that have full corporations backing them. You can't be a normal, regular person and work your way up in your local districts until you become maybe a mayor or then you become a senator and say, I'm going to run for president. You got to get in bed with people like corporations, like Coca-Cola and all these things. And then when they pay you and you win, they then come back afterward and say, now that I paid you, you should do something for me. You should not focus on what I'm doing so much. It's just so that it's just a barrier to entry that just can't be jumped over. Mr. Jones says, not all change is good change. No, I agree with that. But people have reached the point that they don't care. They say they want change, period. Because then it means that something fundamentally is shifting, other than in their minds, we're standing in one spot. And while we're standing in one spot, we're getting bit up by mosquitoes. We're burning up in hot weather. We're getting skin burn and all that. And they said, are we going to get to the store to get some sunscreen for this? Or we just go continue to stand here and get burnt up by the sun? They feel like we haven't moved an inch. And when you have a candidate saying, I'm not going to change anything, I'm not going to do anything drastic, those people who feel as though they have standing out here getting bit up by mosquitoes and burnt up by the sun will say, what's this guy saying? And this guy, what is he saying? I'm going to get in a car and I'm going to run you over while you're standing there. He's like, at least I won't be here anymore. That's better than what she's saying. There's people, they would rather get ran over instead of just stand still and continue to be assaulted by all manner of mosquitoes and things. Because it represents a shift in something tangible, even if it's for the worst. I don't agree with that thinking, but I understand it.
He'll blow this place to smithereens.
Doc Rivers managing her campaign. If Doc Rivers makes it to the All-Star break, I'll be very surprised. I know they play tonight, though. This is so bad, and Giannis picked him. I'm gonna actually, I've been seeing how Giannis has been doing some things and saying certain things. Giannis is not going down. He's going down a road I don't necessarily like. Like, he's making himself look foolish. You picked this guy specifically, and in some of the statements he said have been kind of sneak dish in nature. In nature to where it's some blame on some either other teammates or the front office. It's like, what are you blaming me for? You wanted him. We got him for you.
If Goku uses his full power, he'll blow this place to smithereens.
Contestant number 17, would you like to give a comment?
Well,
what's this, Mr. Jones said? Opening up her campaign without differentiating herself from Biden is what stopped Dems from going to the polls. Yeah, that's another problem, too. Jacob Donnelly says, I'm surprised more people haven't made more LeGM jokes when it comes to Giannis. Yeah, he's doing some LeGM things.
I can't let him down.
It's funny how Giannis went from being seen in the best of lights for the most part to having coach killer claims, which I was like, those claims are pretty stick worthy. And you did all that in, 2 years? Bucks are paying 3 different coaches at the same time, simultaneously.
Hey, how come Vegeta's not here?
Giannis ruining a franchise and dipping would be hilarious. That would be funny. He had a statement he said some weeks ago where he says, I can be traded or these things, or he's. The Bucks look at him. It's like, you're not going anywhere. And if we do decide to trade you, we getting a ship, a whole house, a hotel and a few cars to come back with him. But you ain't going nowhere.
Now I want to see your improvements up close.
Yeah. Simply Snag says Giannis been on a coach killing spree. He's turned into a serial killer in just a few years. He's got like 3 bodies now.
I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting first.
Pedro says worst year to be a Latino. Yeah, Latinos are chief among reasons of people blaming what happened with the election. And I can't speak for anything because I'm not Latino. I don't know what goes on, but I've seen people's comments and stuff like that. I said, well, it's easy for me because there's issues that affect a certain amount of people and where they live, that just because I'm not there, I can say, well, I don't know about that, but then I'm not there. I don't live in Texas. I don't live near a border state to know about how immigration or people coming here illegally and all that is affecting people. So if people who do live in these areas are complaining like that, I don't have the ability to speak on it. I can't formulate an opinion because I'm not living down there. I can only take what they say and then process it. And then I say, yeah, this must be a serious issue. And I've heard some of the people who were feeling this way are Latino themselves, who don't like how things are being handled down there. And then that was a deciding factor in voting. I think, yeah, Latinos going for Trump, and then average white guy votes didn't go to Kamala at all, when Joe Biden did very well with just regular white guy. And he wasn't there to support her. But then there's reasons as to why he wasn't, because you went into these communities and these states with the same tactics as Hillary in a way. I think she ran a better campaign. I think, not by much. Like I'm talking about, like, if Hillary is over here getting like a D- to an F, then Kamala's getting like what, a D+. So yeah, you did better. Because Hillary, I think in 2016, there were some states Hillary just didn't go to, or like she went to, but there were certain key areas of interest she just didn't bother going to because she was like, I got that locked up. I don't got to go there. And then these people was like, no, you don't.
If Goku uses his full power, he'll blow this place to smithereens.
Simply Snack. Commish, you got Harden so far been playing good without Kawhi so far. Yeah, he's been playing good. It's pained me, but he has looked very good. So I haven't had anything negative to say about him. But when I get around to seeing a Clippers game, there's multiple videos I've been meaning to make. I wanted to have a video saying something good about him. So yeah, he's giving me nothing to find fault with.
Contestant number 17, would you like to give a comment?
Vegeta blew a 3-1 lead against Semi-Perfect. He practically turned the ball over on purpose. He just gave him the ball. It's so stupid. That man, like, think of it just from think of it from Vegeta's perspective, where again I can understand it. It's still stupid, but I can understand it. You try so hard your entire life to maintain your elite Saiyan status, and you got this regular bum that comes along here and whoops your ass, and damn near him and his friends, you almost die trying to fight them. Then you go to a planet and you heard about this Super Saiyan thing, legendary Super Saiyan. You grew up learning about that. And then this bum becomes Super Saiyan. You're like, oh my God, at least I know it's possible. But then you try to become one and can't. You over here throwing a tantrum until you finally do. And you want some good, meaningful competition because Saiyans, they're just horny to fight. And you train, and you get your ass whooped by an android woman. And then, and because Vegeta was on that, he was full on, Vegeta was like red pill. and he full on just in the manosphere stuff and the by the time they come back to Earth. So now you get your ass whooped by a woman, and you're like, I finally become Super Saiyan, and this form doesn't mean a damn thing. So now I have to get even stronger. He trains in a year in the time chamber with Trunks, comes out, and he's over here smacking semi-perfect Cell around, and then he's like, this is too easy. I done put too much work in to just come out here and slap you around. I wanted something to get my blood flowing, with my blood pumping. And Cell was like, well, let me go and get 18 over there and absorb her. And he's like, I'm listening. And he's like, I'm gonna still win though, but to make this a better fight, yeah. Gets absolutely destroyed. I think he got 2 hits. Horrible. And then the bum's son surpasses you. It's like, my God, this is so bad. And then that's what, like, I can understand his character and how he thinks. There's stupid things, but I get it. I understand it.
I'm real excited to test out my skills. Contestant Tien Shinhan, do you have anything
Jay
to say
Walker,
about the fight?
hello there. New subscriber here, digging the content. Are these live streams a regular thing? They are going to be. They are going to be a more regular thing. I need to do for. I'm doing pretty good so far, because I had the last one was what 2 weeks ago, and before that it was months ago. I live streamed maybe every 5 or 6 months. But now I'm gonna try to have at least 4 a month now, and try to increase that, because this house has just bad electrical wiring and a bunch of other things. Like I can have the PS5 on, but if I turn on a fan in here, then stuff will start to sputter or fluctuate and things. So but yeah, gonna be streaming a lot more. Fahim says, "Will you make a new vid on Jokic?" Yeah, I admit I'm gonna have more videos that I should have had done already. I'm gonna have those. I got yeah, because I know the Bucks play tonight. There's some other teams too that I've been meaning to talk about. Like the Grizzlies win over the Lakers. Like did anybody see what Josh said about that? Man does not like the Lakers. I don't even think he likes LeBron. I think he kind of dislikes him. I thought it was just competitive thing, like he and Anthony Edwards, like they're just hyper competitive, like they speak their thoughts. But they were talking to Ja. They say, well, when you came in here, you say you guys came in here, you win this game and stuff, and how he's like, this Lakers matchup, why is this such a? He's like, I don't like them. He cut him off. He's like, I don't like them. It's like they sent us home in the playoffs, and then they start putting on one or something in our home court while I was in street clothes. And he said, but he's like, they wasn't doing that tonight though. That wouldn't happen tonight. And then they said, well, what do you mean he said, is it just a rivalry? He's like, no. He does not like them. He does. Oh, second. Still a little sick. Oh. Sorry.
Contestant Tien Shinhan, do you have anything to say about the fight?
Panda Viking guy says, hey Commissioner, what's your favorite thing about Detroit? Detroit has a very low key feel to it. It's an unbothered city in a way. And the people here, when you just living in the city of Detroit, well, I don't live directly in the city of Detroit, but just being born, raised in Detroit and around it, there's this toughness that's there that after dealing with what Detroit has had to deal with and face, people are tough, but then they're not disrespectful in a way. It's just a lot of pride in one city, but not pride in just because multiple cities have pride, but Detroit's pride is more so in trying to think of a term for it, an appreciative thing of what Detroit stands for and what it can be. despite everything, still persevering under the worst of circumstances.
You enjoy fighting.
And you can look as an example to Jared Goff, quarterback of the Detroit Lions. He used to be on the Rams, and he said so you go from LA and you come to Detroit. He said it's just it's a night and day difference. He said he can walk the streets of Detroit. He can walk downtown, and there's people that of course they recognize him, and then they'll ask to take pictures and things, but it's not vapid. It's not kind of mosquito-ish as it is in LA. It's just a complete difference. Like people, it's like respecting your privacy, looking at you as a person, and then saying, "Oh yeah, we love what you do with stuff." It's just not trying to say it's bad in LA and things. It's just different climate, different way of doing things, and how people act and behave.
I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting first.
OHMS Dev says Detroit has Vegeta pride. Yeah, in a way, yeah, in a certain way. So long as we aren't over here letting somebody absorb someone else to destroy us. But yeah, I see what you mean. Genghis Swan says Jokic video coming. The numbers and performances are getting unbelievable. Yes. I've been getting a lot of requests and people saying to mention Jokic, and I need to get on that. But there have been people that have been kind of questioning why I'm not talking about them more and being a threat and just the Nuggets. I'm not underestimating them, but there were just some issues that it's still very early in the season. I don't think real narratives should really have some traction or a leg to stand on until, I say, December, maybe end of November, end of this month to beginning of December is where I think you can start formulating takes and basing them with a foundation and saying, based on XXX amount of games and this and that against these opponents, I think this. That's always subject to change, but I think there's more truth rooted in there than just people in the very beginning of the season. Their team loses 2-3 games. Oh my God, it's the end of the world and stuff. That's kind of what Lakers fans do with Lakers every other year, but so I need to have a video. I will have a video on him. Bearded Joker is scary. Yeah, I forgot he had that beard. Yeah, he is quite a problem. He's always been a problem. He's a problem and a half squared.
If you take this fight seriously, you'll likely
Simply Snacks that Cavs just don't want to lose, bro. Yeah, they refuse. They say I don't know how to do that. Heath Barr said, "Do you think Doc Rivers needs to change his name? I don't think him being associated with people that save lives." Yeah, I said something like that in some video. I said, "How a doc? You aren't saving anybody. Any patients of yours are 6 feet under, are gone by now. Like you can't be doc anymore. Like you can't. Even rivers are supposed to sustain life. They're supposed to provide sustenance or like farming and stuff there. You aren't doing any of these things."
I can't let him down.
tell me, what kind of opponents do you enjoy fighting?
Piccolo might be disappointed if I lose. I can't let him down.
Contestant
Shinhan, do you have anything to say about the fight?
Taser, how do you feel about LeBron elbowing Ja? Was that an offensive foul?
Hey, how come
Uh,
Vegeta's not here?
I think that, yeah, that LeBron does offensive fouls all the time,
Fight seriously. You're likely
but they never call it with consistency, and they let him off the hook. He bulldozes through people. He just shoulders into people. He does it a lot. He's a linebacker playing basketball. So that was an offensive foul. Him, that thing that he got into a little bit with Ja, where he did that too small thing, and then I think Ja did it first. Ja did it first, then LeBron did it back to him, and then Ja ran up behind him and kind of shoved him in the back, and LeBron moved maybe a few inches and turned around, and he didn't even. He turned around and he was just perplexed. That's uncalled for on Ja's part. You can't. That's Darth Mule tactics. We don't just start getting physical with somebody just because we don't like how some went. So no, that wasn't good. But yeah, that's an offensive foul that he did. Oh, he did it to Gabe Vincent? Oh, okay. So if he did it to him, then LeBron saw him do it, and then he did it back to him, I guess. Then the too small thing is overused, and it's lame most of the time whenever I see players do it. Because they'll do it, they do it too much, and they do it with no regard for the law. Like LeBron, when he did that offensive foul against Ja, he did that. They're like, oh, it's too small. Yes, he's too small. You're stating the obvious. Do that to a center. I think that emote should only be exclusively used if you do something on a much taller defender or somebody just bigger in general. You do something, you're like, nah, you gotta get Shaq out here. You gotta get Yao Ming or something to do something about me. But you go do something against Ja, and Ja is 6'2", and you're 6'8", 6'9", and be like, it was too small. That's not even impressive to me. It's just lame. It's like, okay, we get he's too small. But it's not just LeBron. A bunch of players do that. They do it too much. Like, stop. They got an emote for every little thing. Most of the emotes and stuff now people do, it irritates me anyway, because they do one shot and they're like, ah, or then they doing all these things. You ain't did, cause back then it's like people would do some stuff and like Kobe would have to do some really amazing thing for you to see Kobe do anything, kind of emote or whatever. And he never really emote. I mean, other than the thing where he was like, and then he did something. There was one play he did on Paul George, and he made some super difficult shot thing, and then it went in, and then Kobe was just like, he was just like, that's probably the most you get. It's cool. That's that aura that I'm talking about. People with lots of aura who exude it don't go out of their way to cheerlead themselves. It's like, I know what I just did. Everybody, they go emote for me. I don't got to do that. Thank you very much, Ricky, for the donation. Thanks for being the funny man. I appreciate it.
If you take this fight seriously,
I thank you for watching. Jay Walker says Tim Duncan vibes need to come back. Yeah, there's just something. It's always going to be cooler to me when I see someone do something cool, and they just treat it as this night like that's gonna make people be like, dang, he did that. He ain't even. It's cool to celebrate. It's nothing, but it's just some players NBA now they celebrate off the tiniest things. They damn near celebrate off of getting sent to the free throw line to shoot too. Say, okay, all right.
Well, hope I'm not too rusty.
Fahim says perhaps the too small is referring to their penile side. Damn. Damn. Commissioner Luca is in the building. Or you've probably been in the building this whole time and I didn't notice till just now. How are you doing? Thoughts on the Mavericks? I haven't been paying too much attention with that. That being gone for almost a week, that really just messed up everything. So I've been playing catch up some. Let me see something about them. Yeah, they've been looking good. I just haven't been seeing some games. There's some games that I missed out on.
I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting first.
And wait a second. Easy Murray Sniper. Hey from Australia. Hello there. How are you doing this fine evening? For me anyway, it's evening.
Hey, Vegeta's not here.
Well, yeah, the Mavericks, they're doing their thing and they're always going, especially just after, obviously, you go to the finals, you're going to be one of the teams to beat in the whole of the NBA. I just need to watch some more games from them and some others. Because game reactions are basically the base thing that gets done that I try to have, and just what I would define as normal content, just and what I do is just game reactions, and that's basically what started traction for the channel. So if there's a team that I don't talk about, I try to, in that matchup, if they're facing somebody, then I say, well, okay, let me make this a point to watch and have a reaction for it. Like the most recent upload, Warriors versus Celtics, I haven't talked about the Warriors in months. And I said, oh, this is a great opportunity. They're facing the Celtics. This is a big time game. But then I don't have League Pass or any of that. I don't watch games on streaming. I've never watched my basketball games on streaming. I just turn on TV like an old person and watch it. So if these games aren't televised, then I can't watch them. And I don't feel, I think it's disingenuous for me to do a reaction when it's not really a reaction. You're reacting to highlights. I have to watch the whole game. Every game I've looked at or done a video for, I make it a point to watch the entire game. I don't want to I could easily just do highlights and say, all this, but you don't even get to know half of the game by that way. So some games just don't appear on there. Like the Lakers versus Grizzlies game, I don't think that was on TV at all for me. So I couldn't even see that. Even if I wanted to or went out of the way to go see that. I gotta talk about the Kings. It's been a mighty long time since I've talked about them. There's a bunch of teams I got to. I saw Trae Young antagonize the Knicks after beating them. That man is a villain. He enjoys antagonizing that entire franchise. And he says that he's like, oh, New York fan. He's like, yeah. He said, yeah, y'all need to go your ass home. He's like, yeah, it's time for y'all to get on up out of here. And you see them like, boo. And then he started booing, but he's like, boo, go home, boo. Oh, they hate Trae Young there. I've heard Knicks fans chant, fuck Trae Young, and Trae Young isn't even playing, and they aren't even facing the Atlanta Hawks. Think about how much you got an entire city, you're living rent-free in an entire city's head.
You were the one who helped me to grow stronger, Piccolo.
And you aren't even there. Like, just picture yourself. If you're Trae Young, you could be somewhere on the other side of the country, sleep. You in the bed, sleep. And there's 50, 60 some thousand people chanting, fuck Trae Young. They thinking about you. You over here sound asleep. Like you've invaded these people's synapses. Every time I see a Knicks fan, they can say 3 sentences, and one of those sentences will be fuck Trae Young. They hate him. But I guarantee you, if Trae Young was ever on the Knicks, they would love him.
Contestant number 17, would you like to give a comment?
Matthew R. Hep says, Knicks are having a rough start. Yeah, they are. I expected I didn't think the Knicks were going to come out the gate swinging like that because the moves that they made, and I expected a little bit of a slow start as well as with some people being out too, and just some
If you take this
key
fight
players
seriously,
kind of
you'll
being
likely
not in the rotation as consistently. So I knew this was going to happen. I'm not really worried about the Knicks. I think they'll be fine. You'll start to see, I think, the Knicks take off within uh December, end of December, like middle to end of December. I think they'll start to
grow stronger, Piccolo.
um who faces the Knicks? There's a game the Knicks
If you
are
take
facing
this fight
somebody.
seriously,
The
you'll
Bucks. The
likely
Bucks face the Knicks soon. And I think it's on a back to back, which is not good for the Bucks anyway. Because the Bucks, I think they play
Hey,
tonight
how come Vegeta's not
and
here?
then they play that next day on a back to back. They should win this game. Well, wait. Let me see who the Bucks are facing. Let me see.
If you take this fight seriously, you'll likely win.
The Jazz. Y'all gotta win this game, Bucks. You don't win this game and then you go do like, oh my, it's gonna be if the Bucks were the Lakers, that shows you the difference in between small market teams and big markets like the Lakers. If the Lakers were going through what the Bucks are going through right now, it would be World War III, Armageddon, the apocalypse.
I wonder who I'm gonna be fighting
Bucks
first.
is just all types of messed up. I was so hyped. I was so Giannis and Dame, and I don't. The rest of this team, either the coaching or Giannis and Dame do their thing, but the rest of the team isn't. But then Dame has still looked flaky. He's missing shots he just should not be missing at all. I've seen Dame cut off of a screen or do something where he gets open or like, and just there's no one there to guard him, and he just misses the shots. It's like, what's up with you? Dame hasn't even been average some of these times. Like last year, he wasn't even his base average self. And last year, if Dame was at least just mediocre Dame consistently, then the Bucks would have did far better. But he's not even that. And then you got the rest of the team is just, they've reached a point, they're just old. I see them slow down and transition. I see them down in the back half of games, just, they move without urgency.
He'll blow this place to smithereens.
Contestant number 17, would you like to give a comment?
Goku!
What just happened? Oh my god.
Did you come to play with me?
Greetings. How are we today? Excellent work.
Yes. Zenny, Zenny, Zenny. Can't you see? It's a morale thing for the Bucks. Dame seems depressed. He was depressed last year. I had a whole video talked about that. A statement he made. He's like, he don't got nothing to do there. Like he wanted to go to Miami, but he looks unengaged. I don't. Dame and Giannis were supposed to be man. What like? I don't like that.
Do your best. I have all the faith in
Imagine wanting the beaches of Miami just to be given the woods of Milwaukee. That's what I said in I made that video. To this day I don't know how that video did so well, because there's a video I did. It was Dame wasting away or something in Milwaukee, and it's got over 100,000 some people that saw it. Why that one particular? I was like, I wish more videos could do that, because some things are just random. but he had that statement that he said, I just don't know. I mean, I try to play a game, I try to do that. He's unenthused, he's uninterested. And he isn't with his like he got a divorce, or he's not with the woman that he's with anymore. So he was probably under the interpretation, he's like, I'm gonna go to Miami and I'm gonna have me some fun, and then you don't go there and you go to Milwaukee, and it's like, I ain't trying to insult the city of Milwaukee, because this is somebody who grew up in Detroit. There's less than shit here half of the time, at least at the point then. But Milwaukee is like, what, y'all ain't got shit to do here. In his eyes, he's somebody that he looked like he just wanted to go to some Palm Beach and do all types of other stuff to get his mind off of whatever. And Milwaukee, if you go somewhere like Milwaukee or Detroit, you have to be locked in. That's why when I see people who want to stay in some of these organizations, and like Detroit, like when Cade Cunningham, he signed that extension that Detroit offered him. I know that man locked in. He not just in his life. Of course, the money is always important. But for you to stay here while you do that, I don't care how much money it is. If you put somebody in a more bleak setting than they would like, or a setting where there's not a lot going on, no matter how much money you have, you're kind of gonna start drifting off, or you'll be like, if you aren't completely locked in. So when he signs that, it's like, yeah, he's here for the long haul. He's invested.
Hard, honest work is the key to all things.
Cubster says, hey, you think we can make the playoffs? Talking about Detroit. I ain't trying to get into that. I ain't trying to go down that road of misery again. I was working myself up to that, or said something similar to them getting to the play-in last year. You see how that went. That was pure hell. Would be nice, but I don't know. I think we're trending upwards, of course, but I think we may be, just to be safe and not to put no jinx out there, I say maybe a year or two from that. Even more conservatively, let's just say 2 years, because you break the all-time losing record. You can't, playoffs shouldn't even come out of your mouth. And Salad, yeah, I remember that song. At least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit. If Detroit makes it to the playoffs, the Mr. Video will be legendary. Yes, that it would be. Yes, I salivate at the thought of that. Let me see. NBA. Is this Bucks game gonna be televised? Nope. I won't be able to watch that. The Knicks and Bucks game isn't either? I might look into some of these things like Stream East or whatever, because I need to see some of these.
Dare I ask you for a few more favors, perhaps?
NASCAR is on right now. Time I switch to it looking for something. The video that I would make, if the Bucks lose tonight, I may try to have a video. I just won't be able to watch it, but it'll just be me bashing the Bucks or something. Stream.
If you can complete the task, I have a wonderful reward ready for you.
What are you doing? Hello?
You're too kind. And so incredibly dependable, too. Do your best. I have all the faith in the world in you.
I have a hatred for I have a hatred for Tim Hardaway Jr. Low key, get him out. What did he
Hard, honest
do?
work is the key to all things.
Tony Deveria says Denver beating OKC last night a fluke, stars aligning, or a sign that the Nuggets are clicking and could become a contender again. I didn't get to watch that game, but it was close from what I saw. So I think with Jokic just being Jokic, he can do impossible feats and he can do whatever. Like, you put a player like that on any team, a team with Jokic can beat anybody a few times, but it being that close, I'm still going to give OKC a little bit benefit of the doubt and them still being a fairly younger squad, but a Nuggets versus Thunder series would be amazing. I do think the Nuggets they could be getting it more together, but and Jamal Murray, I haven't checked in on seeing how his shooting woes and things have been, because he ended the playoffs last season not looking like himself, and then this game he wasn't looking like himself, or I mean this season. Oh, thank you very much, Andrew, for the donation. How do you feel about the Tigers season? First season above 508 years, we had one win from the. Yeah, I wish I had made a video about that. That was such a huge. It's understated, the feeling of just being a Detroiter or someone growing up around there, and the Tigers just having that the last time they was there, and then to be here now, even though they didn't win, it just instilled confidence more so, and just being happy about the city and where you live, and the teams doing better individually it just so happens to coincide with the city of Detroit doing far better too. Biggest example being the Lions, of course. So that was really special. I felt real great having them there. I wish I had just made a video about it, but
dare I ask you for a few more favors, perhaps?
yeah, Cubster, Cleveland is still undefeated. And yeah, Thunder lost to the Nuggets. Joe B says, will there be another installment of Sports Media is Sus? Always possible. Always possible. I made, yes, 3 of them. The third one I made, I just figured, I said, culmination of some things, put them all together. There was some baseball ones in there and stuff, but yeah, it's always a possibility. Cavs versus Warriors tomorrow. Oh, it is? Let me see if that comes on
Do your best.
TV.
I have all the faith in the world in you.
NBA. Damn it, man. It's not on there. Wait.
Honest work is the key to all things.
3-0. Nope. It's not on TV for me to see. Or that game won't be for me to see tomorrow. Mm.
Dare I ask you for a few more favors, perhaps?
Pedro, hello to you. Were you able to see the Grizzlies-Lakers game? Delicious revenge for Ja and Scottie Pippen Jr. I was talking about it earlier. I didn't get to see it though. I only got to see Ja saying he don't like the Lakers and how he was saying it was funny, and then the little back and forths between him, LeBron, and some other things. And then seeing JJ storm out the interview like a diva.
So incredibly dependable too.
I mean, it's not like he didn't just stay there a little bit and storm out, but it's just he cut things off in the way that he did, and it diva behavior to me.
Do your best. I have all the faith in the world in you. Hard, honest work is the key to all things.
Sus Beats, how are you doing? What we playing? This is Sparking Zero, but I'm doing my habit again of not playing the game that I'm streaming just because the game is just on while I'm talking. The Fruity dude, it wasn't even diva to me, just weird. Like that question made you crack. Yeah, that question was really inconsequential. It was just a question-y question, and then he just walks off. So then, but then what's more telling to me is him walking off the court after the Lakers lost to the Pistons. He got off that court quick as hell. Game barely even got down to 2-3 seconds and he was gone. And you know somebody is out there quick when the announcers are saying, that dude gone, that dude disappeared. That game not even over. He out of here. He said he wanted nothing to do with anything that's happening. OHM, as Dev says, is there a commish fantasy league? I barely even know what any of that entails because I've never placed myself in the throes of those types of things, of fantasy leagues and all that. It's just a fantasy league to me, in my opinion, would be a league that isn't. You get called for a foul for blanking and stuff like that. To me, that should be but the traditional fantasy league I don't do or haven't engaged in. Tony says, just found out there's going to be a WNBA team called the Valkyries next season. That is a cool name. No idea if I ever watched them, but damn, that's one of the coolest names ever. Yeah, especially for Valkyries. That is cool. It's like, yeah. That name has aura. That's nice. I like that. Seuss Beats says, where is this? I hope I'm not saying that wrong. Also, what are you thinking about Jaden Ivey? That 3 ball is landing. Yes, it is. Seeing him play alongside Cade and be more and more comfortable and having space, and it's not irky jerky. It's not forced like it was last year. At least these couple games they've played, they can coexist alongside each other far more. Because with the roster being as built badly as it was, I was thinking we may get to the point where we're going to have to let Ivy go. But I don't want to see him go. Pedro asked, "Do you watch WWE?" Yeah, I have been watching it more and more recently. Like for the past, I started getting back into watching it some months ago.
What you doing?
I'm still streaming.
About what?
I'm talking about basketball.
About what?
Oh my God.
Work is the key to all things.
Can I help you?
About what?
If you in here, come say hi. Look in the camera and say hi and all that.
Bye.
It's a limited time offer. Bet you're intrigued now.
Wait,
huh?
have you seen that V-Bucks card? I only found one. Bro.
The other one, well that's one there.
Oh,
What? But that's not the V-Bucks card. That's PlayStation card.
I know, but you can get V-Bucks out of this. And I could buy some V-Bucks out of these two or something. Or a new game.
The other one probably somewhere in here, but I'll look for it. I know it's not. It couldn't have gone anywhere.
Bro, I was lucky you found the PlayStation. What up, little bro? Aw. Little bro. Bro, calling me little bro is crazy.
How is it? You say you got so many things you say, and you be saying them just to say them. They don't even be making sense.
I'm not little bro. I'm middle bro.
For you to be middle bro, they would have to be a lower bro. There is no lower bro. You the lowest one. I'm bigger bro.
You're too kind. And so incredibly dependable, too.
Yeah, he was not Wolverine. This is Deadpool. Yeah, costume's very nice, very nice. That costume took me months to get. Repeated failures. The first costume was gonna be better, but it was somewhat expensive. But there was a payment plan optional for it, and it looked so good that I said, I can't let this pass up because it looks that good. But then they ended up canceling it for no reason. They never gave me. They was like, "Oh, your order's been canceled. We're sorry." Why? It's like getting an error code. There was an issue. Okay, could you tell me what it is? What caused it? No, it's just canceled. So then I tried to get another suit. That didn't work out. I had tried again, and that sent, and it was too big for him, which was my fault because I'm not looking at the particulars of how the suit is supposed to go on him and just the measurements and all that. Far too big for him. He just looked like he was wearing a bunch of big baggy trash bag and all that. Then this was the smallest size they could get that was available for me. There was an even smaller size, but said no because he's skinny. So, and it's still a little bit bigger on him, but at least he has it to where when he gets his growth spurt, or if he still wants to wear it next year, he could probably still wear it next year, I think. If he wants to even be Deadpool. Because I think he was Spider-Man 2 or 3 years in a row. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Then he sees Deadpool and Wolverine, and then he's just all in the Deadpool now.
You're too kind. And so incredibly dependable, too.
Thoughts on Sparking Zero? Dezorian says, yeah, the game beautiful. And I had to, because I didn't play Fighters, I didn't do that but I saw how beautiful that game looked. This to me, I'd say this is one of this and Fighters most beautiful Dragon Ball games ever made. But I really like playing. I like what they did with it, and it's just I haven't played a Budokai game since like PS2, and I really like how things are here. Art style and everything's beautiful. The story mode was enjoyable, even though it's not your traditional story mode in a way, but just get to the point and go through it. Like, we've seen Dragon Ball stories so many times, we don't need to have this long, drawn out thing. Odell Paul, Mike Tyson might still fight. I don't like that fight as a thing. I don't like that fight being in existence. I made 2 videos on that in the past already. I may make another or probably most likely going to make another when that happens. Because Mike Tyson lowering himself to fight to fight someone just nonsensical as Jake Paul. I know people want to see. The main attraction for this fight is to see Jake Paul get knocked out. But nobody gains anything from this fight. Not Mike nor Jake. If Mike is just in it for money, okay. But you could do other things Mike Tyson related and still get a lot of money. You didn't have to give this guy the time of day. And then Jake Paul, it doesn't serve him any real thing because only the dumbest people possible will say, like, let's say if I'm not going to say the census. Even when I made the videos, I can't even imagine a world in which he says, I beat Mike Tyson. Let's say that was to happen. People would just say, you beat an old man. You got someone that Mike Tyson is a few years away from qualifying for Social Security. If Mike Tyson wins, bravo, you're Mike Tyson. That's what you're supposed to do. If he loses, you beat an old man. There's nothing to really be had from this if you're Jake. And then people are still going to hate you at the end of the day. Mind you, this is the same Jake Paul who just a few years ago said on Undisputed when Skip and Shannon, where he says he wants to take on Canelo. No. You over here working your way like you fighting people like damn Nate Robinson and stuff, and then he actually had the audacity to sit here and say, well, people have been underestimating me. They ignore the work that I put in. They thought that I couldn't beat Nate Robinson, and I did that. Nate Robinson is a basketball player, was a basketball player. You think you get boxing points for knocking out Nate Robinson? And even Shannon told him, and you saw Skip, he was making expressions. Shannon was like, Jake, I understand the work that you put in, Jake, but this is Canelo. This is a monster. Jake! Go try to compare Nate Robinson to Canelo. Please, knocking out a person. I get, people have this belief that if you beat an athlete in anything, then that makes you somewhat valid. Unless you're beating them at the thing that they're athletic in or that they're known for, I'm not giving you no credit. If you beat Nate Robinson in a game of basketball, yeah. Beating him in boxing? No. Sue's beat. So thank you. Thank you very much for the donation. I gotta head back to work, but I wanted to hop in and show some love. Been a subscriber for a year. My favorite video by far, NBA Animal Planet. Thank you very much. I didn't think anybody that'd be their favorite one. I don't know if he's still here. I probably missed him, but thank you very much. People, you should go check that out. That there are so many things. There are so many things I could upload that are NBA related stuff it's nobody else is doing. Thing of like think of NBA and doing whatever, and I'm going to once I get to 50, it's going to be I'm going to, well, even before that, but now it's just like the anticipation of maybe just getting there across on that mark. But I'm gonna have that NBA Animal Planet. That's gonna be a continued series or something that I do throughout. Then there'll be other things, like I have one that I want to come out with the next few days where it's going to be allusions to, there was those shows when parents would be feeling a certain way about what lifestyle their kid is leading. And it's going to play on the joke of a parent not being happy with their kid being gay. But the gay thing in this aspect, or that concept, isn't them being gay. It's them being a center that shoots threes or stretch big. So then he's raising his kid to be a traditional center. You knock down, you get rebounds, you dunk, you do whatever. But this guy, he sees Jokic, he sees things, and he sees Karl Anthony Towns, and he's like, I want to shoot threes, I want to space the floor. And then it's like, it's going to be this thing. But yeah, it'll make more sense, so you'll see it when I do it. as well as but there's so many things. There's a bunch of stuff, but how do you feel about JJ throwing D'Lo under the bench? Yeah, JJ just letting he's starting to, it look like he's starting to crack at the seams a little bit. He's starting diva spilling out. But D'Lo's if getting thrown under the bench is just business as usual for Lakers. But a lot of times it's D'Lo's own fault. D'Lo deserved to get thrown under the bench sometimes. It's just hearing your coach say that and things. It's not going to help you wanting to stay there and play better. But who was it that said somebody? Yeah, that was my little brother came in and interrupted me. Asked if I watched WWE. Yeah, I got back into it, but I'm not fully into it because it's just I stopped watching WWE consistently in like 2011, 2012, 2013, one of those 3 years. But I do like there's certain aspects of it that I like. It is better than the product that was a couple years ago with Triple H being the creative lead guy and stuff. So I see some things there, but I only watch really for select matches between certain people. Watching the whole 2 to 3 hours that they shortened it to 2 hours, which I don't think was a good decision because that last show, the first show when they did shorten it to 2 hours, it was just not good. But it's only for select matchups. Like the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan storyline. To me, I actually really like that story. That storyline is cool. I sense genuine. I know I get there's kayfabe and we play these characters, but they do so well at portraying this feud that it makes me think they hate each other in real life. I really like it, and it's funny. And Dominic Mysterio, the man, he does glorious heel work. The man can't even utter a sentence without getting booed by the whole arena.
And it's a limited time offer. Bet you're intrigued now, huh?
I want to say something. Triple H always has more rewarding feuds and stories. Yeah, he does. Anas Almas, if I'm saying that right. WWE dying from 2008 onwards. Yeah, because that PG thing really killed a lot of interest. PG was just not interesting. You look at the Attitude Era and even the Ruthless Aggression Era, basic normal place matches would be considered pay-per-view now. I was re-looking at one the other day. There was a match. It was a Buried Alive match, I think. I think it was Undertaker, Rock, Mankind, The Big Show, Triple H, and Stone Cold. A normal ass match on TV. That wasn't even pay-per-view. And they over here digging graves trying to throw each other in the grave and all that. Just a normal ass match. And then it somewhat ended with Triple H being whooped on by Stone Cold. He throws Triple H into the ambulance, and then he goes and runs the ambulance over, crashes into it with a truck. All on normal TV. They don't do any of that now. And the talent just isn't. It's like a they kind of got a similar thing to what people say for the NBA now. The NBA, they say people in the NBA now are more talented now. They're more this, that, and the other. There's a lot of just your basic wrestler does some really acrobatic and amazing things. So I think, yeah, more talented in that sense. But in terms of just charisma and mic skills and overall interest, they're just lacking. but they don't. I don't think some of them get put in the position to really shine enough. Maybe Triple H should change that. I know he's been changing some stuff, but the PG thing just makes the entertainment just not. They need to go back. I hope they put their foot down. PG-13 or more.
If you can complete the task, I have a wonderful reward ready for you.
Cool Kid Trey said, Detroit stand up. Yes, stand up and remain standing. Yes.
You're too kind. So
Did you see the Serbian Olympic team welcoming party by the Serbian people when they returned? I think you'd like it. Oh no, I didn't see it. ASG said, if you on PC, run the fade. I'm on PS5.
Do your best.
But don't be thinking that I haven't put enough hours into this game. Now, I've done a good amount of the story modes and things, but I haven't been actively trying to get better and learning the mechanics at a certain level to where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to fade everybody, because I've been so into making things for YouTube and a bunch of other stuff getting in my way. I haven't had time to play games really. When Civ 7 comes out, though, I will be playing the hell out of that, though. Don't be surprised if I disappear around the time that comes out. Though, whenever. I think that comes out around the All-Star break, so that's perfect. Mine says, my Lakers can't shoot threes better than the Pistons. Lakers, they haven't been that. I would have thought they'd have gotten some shooters more, but they do really well in the paint. Like, they just in the paint and they do that, but the system in which they work, it's just not the ball movement, the fluidity of ball movement has never been to where I think it should be for the Lakers. It's not. It looks like, and I know JJ, he's done some changes that I've really seen. There's a difference with him and Darvin Ham, but in these past few games, it looks like Darvin Ham is coaching again. But when they get back to, it just looks like there's nothing that's really in place. Like when I see the Celtics play, I'm seeing everyone touch the ball. I'm seeing a scheme. I'm seeing forward-thinking momentum. There's a plan that's actually drawn up, and I'm like, oh, I'm seeing it. But what Lakers, it's just LeBron brings the ball up, passes it to someone to try to get the shooter open. They miss the shot. LeBron gets the ball back and then gives it to Davis. Davis scores, or it's just not. Doesn't seem like there's something in place. It's just not a system to me. There isn't a system. It's all random. Yeah, it's just not no synergy. No, I see Thunder doing things like I'm seeing great ball movement with great players on top of just great basketball IQ exhibited by not only the coach but just an overarching script in a way of what it is that we want to do, play by play. And Lakers have never, since LeBron has been there, even before he got there, it was. But then you don't expect there to be a script in place when a team has a bunch of new young talent and really bad before LeBron got there. But now once you get LeBron here, you now are expected to win now, and you got to do whatever. And you see everyone got shipped out. All the talent that was being developed gets tossed aside. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and all that. So if I was I can't relate to a Laker fan or a Celtics fan because your franchises are storied and you've got oodles amounts of success. So there's a standard that's in place. So I can't relate on that level, but I can look at it from, let's say LeBron in 2019 went to Detroit Pistons. And let's say Cade and all those guys that's here being like, there's Cade and all that. Let's just pretend they exist in the NBA before they actually did. So we've got Cade already. We've got Jaden Ivey. We've got Jaden Durant and all that. And LeBron comes here. And then by the end of that season, they get shipped out and traded for AD. Yeah, we're better, but I'm not going to like what that is. As a Detroit Pistons fan, if that happens to my team, I'm going to be somewhat pissed. Because, yeah, maybe we win a ring now. Maybe we win a ring next year. But our future has been thrown away and tossed to the wayside. And it's all dependent upon a much older player. And I'm just never going to put much stock and resources into an older player. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if this is Wizards Jordan. You don't just get control of my whole franchise just because you're Jordan. I'm just going to be like, sorry, you're almost 40. You're a third option at best. I'm not going to focus my whole organization around you and build things around you, because any little thing happens. You move a little too close. You got hip problems and stuff now. You a senior citizen in NBA terms. Something happens to you, my whole season is over. Next season's probably over. And if you got to retire, it's not like a player getting injured with a season-ending injury. Yeah, you'll come back. Yeah, you're worth it. Our future is secure. You're an older player and you're LeBron's age. You 37, 38, 39, and you get a season-ending injury. Your career is probably over and you're retiring. And then where am I at? 8 to 10 years of foolishness and mediocrity? Or draft lottery? Nah. You sit your ass down over there. I'm not building everything around you and your old self. Oh, Jordan in there. Thank you, as always. Think the Pistons can get 5 in a row? I hope so. I certainly hope so. Pistons winning 5 of any. I just celebrating that like it's a damn playoff appearance. 5 in a row. S.A. What's up, man? I watch all your videos. Keep up the outstanding work. For real, for real. Thank you. I certainly will. Eric Gentlecore, thoughts on Meek Mill? Never been too into Meek Mill. You got some songs that I like. Probably number one being like, forgot one of them. It's the obvious thing, the Dreams and Nightmares thing, and it's something else. But I've never been too into Meek. It was fun. I forgot to talk about Drake over here trying to throw his weight around on DeRozan. Because DeRozan he's all like, oh, if you ever put a DeRozan jersey up, I'll take it down. Then saying, yeah, fuck out of here, pussy. It's like, shut up, Drake. I get why he's angry, and I think he's within his right to be angry at DeRozan, because you appear in a video talking about me being a pedophile. We can't be friends no more. Oh, but that's my city. I'm just representing. I don't mean nothing. Yeah, no. But him acting like he go do something is funny. You ain't go do nothing. And then DeRozan go and walk away, and then he's like, fuck out of here, pussy. He's not, just lame. Very lame individual.
Hard, honest work is the key to all things.
Grew up a Lakers fan. Watched Van Exel, D-Vac Jones in the 90s. Disgusted by Jeannie Buss handling of the franchise to LeBron. Can't even root out the Lakers now. Even Jeannie Buss's success, if you can even call it that, is overrated. What little success that is, and winning a ring where a lot of people don't even consider that ring to be proper. I mean, I consider it, of course, obviously, but there's people don't feel a certain way about that ring. And her success is dependent upon LeBron coming here and doing the GM things. He's doing her job for her. She couldn't build an identity and put an ecosystem in place to be successful here. I don't count. There's only so much credit I can give somebody in drafting a certain way. You can draft as good as you want. I'm not going to give you that much credit for picking obvious people in a draft. Like if they say this player, and that player are number 1 and number 2 respectively. You drafting them is just doing what any other team would do. That's not basketball knowledge, really. That's just common sense. Now, if you don't do it, yeah, you're going to be stupid. But if you do it, I'm not going to give you too much credit because that's what you're supposed to do. But these teams and GMs that are assembling squads and teams and putting them together that people never would have given them the time of day, and they're getting amazing production out of them, and they're developing an identity, a core, and then they put a star draft player or make a trade. That's actual basketball brilliance to me. Kind of what OKC is doing. OKC don't just got tons of draft picks, they've also got a plan in place, and they built that amazing squad with all that draft capital they got. Can make any trade in the world whenever they want to. And they have amazing chemistry and an identity there, where you see everybody loves playing alongside each other. Makings of a championship team. Not the star chasing thing, because I'm glad there was a certain era of the NBA where like 2015 to 2018 or 2014, some amount of years in there where it was just star chasing and it was really ugly. It was just nasty. Bunch of big threes, false big threes being formed all over the place. They have no business playing alongside each other. Top heavy teams falling over left and right. Nasty, gross.
If you can complete the task, I have a wonderful reward ready for you.
For Fruity Dude, that was hilarious. Drake acting like he's bigger than the team. Yeah, he I don't know how I would not be friends. There's certain celebrities and there's things that I see the way you move and I see the way you conduct yourself. I could never be friends with you. Just you're not my type of person. You're not somebody that I'd like being around, because the way you treat people or the way you do certain things is just, it's not, no.
Do your best.
Ooh, somebody driving with some damn thing. Some metal or something falling off their car driving down the street. J Prime says, "Sup, Dynamo. What's up to you? How are you doing?"
Hard, honest work is the key to all things.
Hanan Moose. Don't worry, Commish. Even if you miss the playoffs, you still getting that 5th pick. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really thank you for that. You know, I didn't ask to have my feelings hurt, but to have them hurt for no reason, like, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Jaden Smith eyes. Hello to you too, Jaden Smith. That's funny. We get that if we bad enough to get the 5th pick again. It's just not possible. 3 years in a row getting the 5th pick. It's just not possible. I refuse. Being the worst team in the league 3 years in a row and getting the 5th, it's insane amounts of crazy.
If you can complete the task, I have a wonderful reward ready for you.
All Lakers success came from Jerry. GM decisions. Dr. Bush chose all his kids over Jerry. Yeah. Lakers have been in decline ever since. Only became obvious after Kobe. Yep.
You're too kind.
Yeah.
And so incredibly dependable, too.
Hawks getting 1 is insane. I was just talking about earlier, Trae Young antagonizing the Knicks was funny. I love players that they embrace something like a villainous role, or they do like, we need more of that in the NBA, or they'll just talk and make it be known as like, oh, I don't much like this team, I don't like this, like just own that. We need more of that.
a limited time offer. Bet you're
Be a
intrigued
villain, but
now,
not Dark.
huh?
No. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no. That's not even. That's a terrorist. Of course not.
Dare I ask you for a few more favors, perhaps?
Alright. So I need to have the Bucks video.
If you can complete the task,
I may
I'll have a
upload
wonderful
that.
reward ready
I
for you.
can't watch the game, so it's not on TV. But I'll upload or see it maybe by the time they play whatever today in the next few hours. Hopefully, if not, then tomorrow, and
So incredibly
there'll be a bunch of
dependable,
other
too.
things I need to catch up on or make videos on and stuff, and all the 500 away or less away last time I checked. So I think that's all for today.
Do your best.
I thank everybody
In the world in you.
so sincerely and deeply for all the support and just being here. So got more work to do. I feel kind of like a player that they say in the NBA there's players that you win MVP and then they play better after they win